She was an 18-year-old with big plans. A devoted student, a cheerleader, and someone her family described as a bright light in their lives. So when her family took a Caribbean cruise together this November, no one could have imagined the tragedy that would unfold. By the end of the trip, Anna Kepner would be found dead in her cabin, and the circumstances surrounding her case would raise immediate questions. In this episode, we're walking through what we know so far about Anna, the investigation now underway, and the many unanswered questions that remain. Before we get into the timeline and investigation, I want to start by telling you who Anna was, because she was so much more than the headlines surrounding her death. She was an 18-year-old with a full life, real dreams, and a family who loved her deeply. So let's begin with Anna's story. Before we start, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, and this is Their Voice Matters, where we explore true crime stories with clarity and care, giving a voice to those who can no longer speak for themselves. If you'd like to help keep these stories alive, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel or follow the podcast. By the way, almost 93% of the people who watch on YouTube aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you've been following these cases and want to stay up to date, make sure to double check that you're subscribed. It really helps more people discover stories just like this one. Anna was born on June 13th, 2007 to her parents Christopher Kepner and Heather Wright. She lived in Titusville, Florida and attended Titusville High School, where she cheered for the varsity cheer team. She later transferred to Temple Christian School, where she planned to finish her senior year in the spring of 2026. Those who knew Anna described her as outgoing, happy, bubbly, funny, thoughtful, and nurturing. She was said to have a big, beautiful heart. And, quote, she had that type of energy that just drew you in with her smile. She was smart, an excellent student who consistently earned straight A's, and she had her entire future ahead of her. Anna was active from a young age, spending years in gymnastics. She also loved sports, music, and anything involving the water and sun. She even earned her boating license before she got her driver's license. She enjoyed diving with her family as well. She also had big plans. Anna hoped to join the Navy after graduation. According to her family, quote, she was already talking to recruiters and had chosen her career path. She wanted to do something that would help her community. On Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, 18-year-old Anna boarded the Carnival Horizon cruise ship with her grandparents, Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner, her father, Christopher Kepner, her stepmother, Chantel Hudson, and her younger siblings and step-siblings. The family set out on a 6-day Caribbean cruise departing from Miami, with stops planned in Jamaica, Grand Cayman, and Mexico before returning to Florida. The family was split across several cabins, and Anna shared a room with her stepbrother. The family described the two as, quote, two peas in a pod. On Thursday, November 6th, the ship left its final port in Cozumel, Mexico, and began its return to Miami. The last stretch of the trip included 2 sea days. That evening, the family was having dinner on board, but Anna said she wasn't feeling well. Her braces were bothering her, so she decided to leave dinner early and head back to her room. Later that night, though, she was feeling better. According to her grandmother, Barbara, Anna got dressed up and went to the casino, where she met up with her grandmother. Barbara said, quote, and she said, "Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later," before Anna returned to her room. The following morning, Friday, November 7th, at around 11 a.m., an announcement went out over the ship's PA system, instructing first responders to respond to a room on the 8th floor. That cabin was the one shared by Anna and her stepbrother. A housekeeper had been cleaning the room when they discovered a body under a bed. It was Anna. She had been wrapped in a blanket and covered with life vests. The crew immediately blocked off the area surrounding the cabin. The ship docked in Miami as scheduled on Saturday, November 8th, and FBI agents boarded the vessel to begin investigating Anna's death. The autopsy listed her cause of death as, quote, mechanical asphyxia, and stated that she, quote, was mechanically asphyxiated by other persons. The report referenced a type of pressure sometimes described as a bar hold, involving force applied across the neck that restricts airflow. The autopsy listed her date of death as November 7th, though the exact time is unknown. Her death was ruled a homicide. According to the family, preliminary information they received said there was no sign of SA, and it did not appear there were any illegal substances or alcohol in her system. The FBI remains the lead agency on the case. According to recent custody court filings, Anna's stepbrother was checked into a mental health facility immediately after the ship docked. Authorities have not released further details publicly. According to reports, Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother was the only person seen on surveillance footage entering or exiting the room. He was reportedly, quote, an emotional mess when her body was found. Anna's grandmother said, quote, in his own words, he does not remember what happened. I believe to him that is the truth. Anna's father, Christopher, said, quote, I cannot say that he is responsible, but I can't decline. He was the only one that was in the room, and the FBI has an ongoing investigation in which they will have to provide the evidence to say that he did do it or did not do this. He has also been reported as saying, quote, I do not stand behind what my stepson has done. I want him to face the consequences. I will be fighting to make sure that does happen. He described his stepson as, quote, a normal kid, and said, quote, I would have never thought that any of this would have happened. Right now, my best course of action is to let the FBI do what they're doing. They have the evidence that they need. When they make the arrest, then we'll start seeing the justice side of things. Anna's aunt shared her own heartbreak, saying, quote, it's a turmoil. We're just sitting here waiting. I know Anna fought. I know she fought for her life, so it's rough. Because this is a newly opened investigation, not much is publicly known about the blended family. It has been reported that Christopher and Chantel married in December 2024. In ongoing custody court filings between Chantel and her ex-husband, it is suggested that their 16-year-old son, Anna's stepbrother, may be considered a suspect. Chantel filed a motion to postpone court proceedings, reportedly stating, quote, she has been advised through discussions with FBI investigators and her attorneys that a criminal case may be initiated against one of the minor children of this instant action. In court, Chantel's ex-husband's attorney alleged that both Anna and the teen were allowed alcoholic drinks because the ship was in international waters, and argued that Chantel was not, quote, exercising appropriate supervision. However, Chantel's attorney reportedly stated that there was no evidence that they had been drinking, and says there is videotape evidence to support that claim. Although the family referred to Anna and her stepbrother as two peas in a pod, Anna's ex-boyfriend has publicly described some concerning behavior. He said, quote, when I was on FaceTime with her and she was lying down and her brother tried to go on top of her. He also said that Anna told him that she was, quote, uncomfortable around her stepbrother. It's important to note that no suspects or persons of interest have been publicly named by law enforcement. Anna's death remains an open and active FBI investigation, and no arrests have been made. On November 20th, Anna's friends and family gathered for her memorial service. Her family asked guests not to wear black. Instead, they encouraged everyone to, quote, wear colors in honor of Anna's bright and beautiful soul. Her obituary reads in part, how can we possibly capture every bit of beauty that was Anna Marie Kepner, our Anna Banana, our sunshine, our baby girl? At just 18 years old, she filled the world with laughter, love, and light that reached everyone around her. I'll continue following Anna's case closely as the investigation develops, and I hope her family get the answers and justice they deserve. If you want updates on this case or other cases I cover, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, or follow the podcast so you don't miss the next episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What stood out most to you? Or what questions do you hope the investigation answers? I always appreciate hearing from you. If you'd like to check out another case where a family is still desperately pushing for answers, I recommend my in-depth episode on Daniel Robinson next. I'll leave it linked here and in the description. Thanks for being here. Thanks for caring, and I'll see you in the next episode.